Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a classic TFL old versus new versus Goldmine Hill off-road review. The blue vehicle is a brand new 2018 Land Rover Discovery, and the teal vehicle, well, that's our new TFL rescue rig, and it's a 2004 Land Rover Discovery 2. And behind the camera is my man Tommy. Tommy, which one do you want to drive?
Well, I want to take the TFL rescue rig.
But before we go up Goldmine Hill, let's show them just how much the tech has changed in 14 years. So once upon a time, as you can tell by the TFL rescue rig, there were big levers here that actuated gears and things happened. Now it's all electronic. All I do is either keep it in auto or select the kind of terrain response that I want. I'm gonna go with, let's see, we've got kind of snow, mud and ruts, sand, and this is a little bit of rock crawling. And I do have a low range that I can select, which is great. So I will push that. Maybe it has to be neutral. Let's try again. There it goes, low range. And the other thing that I've got going for me, I can feel it happening right now, is I'm putting this Discovery on its tippy toes because I have air suspension. It raises up to give me more ground clearance. I also have a rear locker, which is now locked, and a center locker, which will lock automatically based on what the terrain response system decides. So when I'm going up Goldmine Hill, this one will lock and unlock depending on what it feels it needs. Now this is pretty cool. I now have a heads-up display that shows me the placement of the front wheels, how fast I'm going, what gear I'm in, and how far this truck is inclined. And this is pretty modern, and I would say way cool. And this is about as off-road worthy as this gets, so let's hope it does well going up Goldmine Hill.
All of my off-road tech is old school, and it's underneath the construction of this Discovery 2. We have solid axles front and rear, which provide excellent articulation. Body on frame construction means it's very rigid, very tough. We have a low range transfer case just like that new Discovery, and a center locking diff. No front or rear locker, however, we have to rely on traction control. The other thing we have is a couple of modifications. First off, ARB front bumper. We have these really beefy rock rails here and about a 3-inch lift. So this isn't exactly apples to apples. This thing is going to be a monster off-road with these Goodyear Wrangler tires. So a much more mechanical way of engaging four-wheel drive in these older Discos. Right here is my transfer case lever. So obviously 4 high all the time. These are permanent four-wheel drive. Up one click into neutral, and then up one more into low range, and then I flick this guy left, and that engages the center differential lock, which you can see here. I also have something else that's pretty cool. Automatic transmission 4-speed, but I can push this little mode button, and that engages a manual mode in four-wheel drive low, which means it'll hold whatever gear I select, be it 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pretty cool stuff, if not a little basic.
So which one of us should go up first? Do you want it to be you or me?
What do you think?
You know, I think you should probably go up first.
Okay.
Show what this modded Discovery can do, and then see how well the new Discovery compares to it.
So what you're saying is you want me to go up first because I have the winch?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Got it. Now under this hood, and I do mean under this hood because you're going to be opening this a lot because it's an old Land Rover, is a 4.6 liter V8. It's still based on that old Rover derived 3.5 liter V8 from way back in the 60s and 70s. This develops 217 horsepower, 300 pound-feet of torque, and it was the only engine available at the time in the United States.
Goldmine Hill kind of looks like just a dirt road, but it's really hard to show how steep something is when you're on video. I promise you, walking up this is hard because it's steep and rocky. I dare you to bring your Civic up here. Give it a shot.
Now there's just something about a big old V8 in a large SUV that's just so satisfying. In that new Discovery, a V8 option isn't even available in the United States for 2018. It's a supercharged V6 or that diesel that my dad has, and that blue one. I gotta tell you though, these solid axles and the body on frame construction, it's basic. Yes, you do sacrifice on-road comfort, but it just works so well out here. It articulates like a dream. It's got a ton of ground clearance, and Land Rover puts their differentials in a line front to back, which means you know exactly where the lowest point of the vehicle is, both front and rear. It's going to be that differential. Really cool thinking. Okay, stage 1, of course, was cake. Stage 2 is looking pretty gnarly today, actually.
Once upon a time, Discoveries were square, like they were chiseled out of granite. Now, of course, they're much more aerodynamic. They're round, like they were designed by a glassblower. Let us know which design you like better in the comments below. We're really curious.
Big turn. Traction control working. Here it goes. Just a constant supply of gas. And there we go. Crawled right up. Absolutely no worries. Really impressive.
Made it look easy.
Yep, traction control working to distribute torque where it needs to go.
You gonna go not around the hole, but in the hole?
No, I'll go into the hole on this one.
All right, that hole's getting deep, dude.
Yeah, but have you seen this truck, how badass it looks? That'll make that hole look like a puddle.
All right, let me show them. Really can't tell how deep the hole is, but let me show you. Standing in the hole, it's about chest height.
I'm just gonna crawl this. The Land Rover's philosophy has always been as slow as possible, as fast as necessary. I'm just going into the hole. It's got immensely deep line. But it crawls right up. Impressive stuff, Land Rover. Impressive.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, this thing is just a monster. I mean, that old traction control system from 2004, it still works even today.
Until the 3 Migos come on.
Well, yeah, until it breaks, which it will. But for now, it's working brilliantly.
In an old disco, you never travel alone.
You never travel alone.
You always got the 3 Migos.
You betcha.
All right, let's see how the new one compares. This made it look easy.
Yep.
Let's see if technology can do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go see how the new one does. And I am worried about the new one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's a lot of money. And
Yeah.
we don't want to ding it up like this old one. But luckily, that's why we're not... Oh, people don't understand how steep this is, and you just almost fell.
Yeah, I did. I'm sure one of the comments is going to be, why don't you just put an all-terrain set of tires on that new Disco? And the fact of the matter is, we aren't allowed to modify any of our test vehicles at all.
Yeah, we can't change them. I mean, and the other thing is, that's not the point, right? You want to test them the way they come from the factory.
Yeah, but my Disco didn't come with
No, of course not.
Duratrax on it.
No, of course not. But for new vehicles, that's how you guys buy them, so that's how we test them.
Yeah, that's true. I'll trade you.
I'll trade you cameras, all right. I'll trade you this one too, here. Whoa! I almost fell. Still rolling. .254 horsepower, 443 pound-foot of torque. That's a lot more than the old Discovery, and that's because this is a TD6. It's a turbo diesel. That's right, it's a diesel. It's one of the few diesels you can get in a full-size SUV in America. All right, we're in the new Disco, and I've mounted this camera, kind of give you a driver's point of view, and you can see what I'm seeing. And we are in full off-road mode on our tippy toes. Starting to rain, of course. I love my little heads-up display. It's telling me just how much of an incline I'm going up. And so far, so good. This truck is making it look easy. Now, my biggest Achilles heel, of course, are these tires. So I'm just being very careful not to puncture one from the side. The new Discovery comes with Goodyear F1 SUV 4x4 tires, but if you look at the sidewall and the tread, you can tell these are more designed for going to the mall than they are going up Goldmine Hill. We'll see. And this thing is deciding what to do. And you know, when you've got this much new technology, stage 1 of Goldmine Hill is easy. Not working very hard at all. But we'll see what stage 2 is like. So as always, we're going to pull up here to where it gets kind of off camber. And of course now I've gone to my little sensors that tell me I'm all around trees. I knew that. I'd actually appreciate a camera view. Let's see what I'm seeing. There you go. There's a camera view. I think that's really helpful. Shows you what's up ahead of me.
One of the classic Discovery and Land Rover design cues has always been this oddly shaped rear window, and that was of course to make room for this large oversized spare tire so you can maximize the rearward visibility. But on the new Discovery, the spare tire isn't on the tailgate. It's actually hidden underneath like a traditional SUV, and glass goes straight across the back of the vehicle. But they did keep kind of a vestigial little bump here in the back of the new Discovery.
It's kind of asymmetrical. It's a little odd, huh?
It's a little weird.
All right, stage 2. Now let's see, I'm gonna go with the camera. More interesting. There we go. Look at that. New tech is wonderful. We'll see how it does 14 years from now. There's a stump here I want to avoid. Uh-oh. Oh. It's figuring it out. It's figuring it out. Made it look easy. And you know, the Land Rover saying is as fast as necessary, as slow as possible. And seeing that I'm in the Land Rover, that's exactly what I'm going to do. There's 2 trees on either side of me up here. It can get a little tricky, especially in something that's very wide. But let's see how new tech tackles stage 3. A little bit of momentum. A little bit of momentum. Now, passenger side goes up in the air. Driver's side goes in the hole. Truck is really working. And there we have it. That was no big whoop. I gotta tell you, Tommy, I'm really impressed by how new school tech did. I knew that the old Discovery was a monster with all that off-road gear and goodies on it, but the new one didn't break a sweat.
Well, what really impressed me is just the progression that traction control and electronic management systems have made since 2004, right? What it has done is it's turned an independent suspension unibody vehicle into something that can really perform well off-road.
And I really think the biggest difference between the two of them is that if I were in yours, I wouldn't be afraid to go wheeling.
Well, it's $5 grand.
Yeah, whereas in mine, I'm afraid to damage it. You know, they say that the average Land Rover doesn't go off-road until 7 years or the 3rd owner.
Yeah, and we're at, 14 years and like the 6th owner, so we're well past that.
But yeah, Land Rover has done a really good job in taking technology and making it work. And of course, the biggest question is just how well will it work 14 years from now? And here's an old journalism cliche.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. As always, this is Roman saying thanks for watching, and check out tfltruck.com for more news, views,
and real-world Land Rover off-road
Discovery 2
and new Discovery
and what are we calling it? Are we calling it the
TFL Rescue Rig Reviews.
See you guys next time. Ciao.